So, what if I told you that, according to one of the most foundational teachings in Islam, all your good deeds, your prayers, your charity, everything might not actually be enough to earn you a place in paradise? It's a pretty startling paradox, right? And it's right at the heart of a 14th century masterpiece called The Journey to Allah. In this explainer, we're going to unpack its incredibly profound answer.
I mean, this is the statement that just stops you in your tracks. You can almost picture the scene, can't you? The Prophet's closest companions, people who dedicated their entire lives to doing good, are just completely floored. Their question says it all. Not even you, messenger of Allah? And his answer is this ultimate lesson in humility. Not even me, unless Allah were to envelop me in his mercy.
And this, of course, leads to the big question that you might be asking yourself right now. If our deeds, our prayers, our fasting, our charity, if none of that can guarantee our salvation, then what's the point of it all? It's a question that really challenges the foundation of our faith, and thankfully, this book provides a fascinating roadmap to the answer.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with the paradox itself, and then we'll explore this amazing principle of mercy that actually results it. We'll look at what kinds of actions really matter the most, how to do them with moderation, the different spiritual levels you can attain, and then a pretty sobering warning about what can go wrong on this journey. So, we have this profound paradox. At first glance, it seems to fly in the face of everything we think we know about good deeds and rewards. But this isn't about making our actions meaningless, not at all. It's about a fundamental shift in perspective, a complete reframing of how salvation really works. It's about moving from a mindset of earning to one of receiving.
So how do we resolve this? Well, in the very first chapter of his book, Ibn Rajab introduces a concept he calls the Great Principle. And honestly, it's so elegantly simple. The answer to our question, the key to salvation, it isn't our actions. It's something else entirely. The mercy and the forgiveness of God.
And this slide just illustrates the central argument so perfectly. On the left, you've got the common misconception that we're in some kind of business deal with God. You know, we do good deeds and God owes us paradise. But the book argues that this is totally flawed. The reality, on the right, is that our good deeds are not the price for paradise, but they are the cause for attracting God's mercy. They're the way we show our sincerity, and in response, God grants his grace, which is the real key to salvation. And this isn't just one scholar's opinion, by the way. The book shows how this idea is woven directly into the fabric of the Quran. Just look at this verse. It explicitly frames entry into the gardens as a reward from Allah, right after mentioning his forgiveness. That language is so crucial. It's a gift, it's a favor, not a wage that we've somehow earned. So, if our deeds don't actually get us in, what do they do? This quote clarifies it perfectly. Think of it like this. Mercy gets you the ticket to the show, but your deeds, they determine where you sit, whether in the back row or right up front. They determine your rank and your closeness to God once you're inside. So the point is, deeds are still immensely, incredibly important, just not in the way we might have first thought. Okay, so let's move on to chapter 2 and see how this all builds. If the goal of our actions is to be a cause for mercy, then the next logical question has to be, which actions are the most effective? What are the deeds that are most beloved to God? And the answer is just fascinating, because it's not about these grand, heroic, one-off gestures. Ibn Rajab highlights two qualities, and they're both about sustainability. First, consistency. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. A small, persistent deed you do every single day is valued way more than a huge one that just leads to burnout. And that ties right into the second quality, balance. This path isn't meant to break you. It's about finding a rhythm you can actually maintain for a lifetime.
And this quote really drives the point home. When the Prophet was asked which religion is most beloved to God, he didn't say the most difficult or the most austere. He said the easy and natural religion. The path is meant to be accessible. It's not supposed to crush you under its weight. This whole idea of an easy and natural religion leads us straight into the book's most practical section, which covers chapters 3, 4, and 5. This is really the how-to guide. If the goal is a balanced, sustainable journey, what are the actual steps we should be taking? Well, the Prophet gave some incredibly specific and actionable advice.
Okay, at the heart of this practical advice is this powerful two-word command from the Prophet, Saddidu wa qaribu. It's a bit hard to translate perfectly, but it basically means to aim for the right target, to find that sweet spot, that perfect middle path. It's a warning against two extremes, Don't do so little that you're being negligent, but also don't take on so much that you inevitably burn out and give up. The goal always is sustainability. The Prophet also gave us a sort of spiritual schedule. He advised journeying to God at these 3 key times: the beginning of the day, the end of the day, and during a portion of the night. See, it's not about 24/7 worship, but it's about carving out specific, powerful moments for connection and remembrance. It's a structured approach to what is a lifelong journey.
All right, now let's explore the destinations along this path. Chapter 6 of the book explains that this journey isn't a flat road, it's an ascent. There are different spiritual stations or levels of faith that a believer can actually reach. So the book lays out 3 distinct levels on this climb. The foundation, the base level, is Islam, or submission. This is the baseline that ensures one's ultimate salvation. Above that is Īmān, which is a deep, internalized faith that's so strong it acts like a shield, preventing you from even entering the fire in the first place. But the absolute peak, the goal of the entire journey, is Iḥsān. This is a state of spiritual excellence, and it's defined as worshiping God as if you can see him. It's this level that leads to the ultimate reward, true closeness to God. And just when we feel like we've got the map all figured out, the book concludes with Chapter 7, a final and honestly a chilling warning that Ibn Rajab calls the unexpected confrontation. It's this crucial reminder that even a lifetime of good deeds is actually quite fragile. The book lists several, frankly, terrifying ways a lifetime of good deeds can be just nullified, turning into what the Quran calls scattered dust, deeds done for show, not for God, public piety that's completely undermined by sins you commit in secret. Or imagine this, having your deeds weighed against all the blessings you were given, only to find they don't even cover the debt. And maybe the scariest of all, having your hard-earned good deeds literally transferred over to the accounts of people you wronged in this life. It's a powerful, sobering call for sincerity and humility. The key insight here is that the quality and the intention of our deeds are just as critical as the quantity. So if we bring it all together, what's the big takeaway? This spiritual journey isn't about racking up points to buy salvation. No, it's a delicate, lifelong effort to show sincerity through consistent, balanced actions, all in the hope of attracting the one thing that truly matters, the infinite mercy of God. And the book leaves us with this final, haunting thought. It just perfectly encapsulates the spiritual state of a true believer. You're caught between this profound hope in God's boundless mercy and a sincere fear that your efforts might not be enough. It's in that space, right between hope and fear, that the journey to Allah truly takes place.